Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jonathan Cohn, and today I will be providing a book review for the Agatha Christie mystery novel, Death on the Nile. This is my fifth Agatha Christie book that I've read. I have also read Crooked House, I've read The ABC Murders, I've read Cards on the Table, and then I've also read, most recently, The Hercule Poirot Christmas. And I've enjoyed all of her novels immensely. I thought that the first three that I mentioned, Crooked House, ABC Murders, and Cards on the Table, were all 5 out of 5 stars. Amazing novels. And then I thought Hercule Poirot Christmas was a 4 out of 5, but a strong 4 out of 5. It was really close to being a 5. All of her books are excellent, and this book is no different. It is amazing the mind that Agatha Christie had, that she was able to create these complex and intricate, detailed mystery novels and still keep the audience guessing, still keep the audience interested, still use a formula, but change it just enough that you can't predict what's exactly going to happen, and thus all of her books have a suspense and an edge to it that are really good, and this book is no different. What this book has that the other books don't have is a length. The other books by Agatha Christie tend to be about 250 to 270, at least the ones I've read so far. They're kind of all in that range. They're all under 300 pages. They're not really that long. They're quick reads. This book is 340 pages, a substantially longer book comparatively. It's not a long novel. You look at Rhythm of War or the Wheel of Time books behind me. Those are long books. But for an Agatha Christie murder mystery, this is a very long book, almost 70 pages more. And so you feel the added time at the beginning of the novel. The murder in this book doesn't take place until about halfway through. And as a result, the first half of this book is just setup. And it is really good setup, to the point that I didn't necessarily know. I knew I was reading a mystery, but I didn't know what details I was supposed to be looking for, so I was just wrapped up in the drama of what was happening. I was actually connecting with the characters, because she didn't, jump off right into the murder mystery in this one. Part of the thing about Crooked House was that it jumped instantly into the murder mystery within the first few pages. You automatically, within the end of the first or second chapter, the murders happened and the characters going off to do investigations. But in this book, Hercule Poirot, he's on vacation, as he is in quite a lot of the works. And he's taking it easy, and the other characters are taking it easy. And it's all revolving around these two people, Lynette Doyle and Simon Doyle, who are recent newlyweds, who are causing a bit of controversy, and he used to be engaged to Jacqueline de Belfort. I think that's how I say the names. I'm probably going to butcher the names because I only read them. I didn't do the audiobook yet. And as such, it's causing a bit of stir. Jacqueline is following them around, and she's causing a scene, and neither of them likes it at all. And so I really felt for all the characters in a different way. I felt bad for Jacqueline, that she was scorned. I felt bad for Simon, even though he had kind of deserved it. He was, he was in trouble. And then you also had Lynette, who was just, she had, yes, stolen Simon, but not exactly. And so there's just all these things with the characters that really made for good drama. But then the murder happens, and everything changes, and this turns into a very standard Agatha Christie murder mystery, and there's lots of twists and lots of turns. And I will say, this is the first of all 5 I've read. This is the first one where I knew exactly who the murderer was before it got to the end. Part of that was just because I felt I knew where the book should go, and also there was something towards the beginning of the book that bothered me, and I mentioned it to my roommate, who had also read the book, and I could tell he was trying not to say something that he knew also that I'd picked up on. And that one little thing that bothered me was the little kernel that would eventually pop into the full mystery. And so that was the who the murderer was. and I enjoyed the revelations. I enjoyed the twists and turns along. And one thing that Agatha Christie does really well, that I'm really surprised that every time it happens in every book, so I shouldn't be surprised, but I enjoy it every time, is that she loves to pair up young characters, young couples. Agatha Christie was definitely a romantic at heart, because so many times in her books, there's these two characters who, on an ordinary look, would not be falling in love, and somehow by the end of the book they're in love, they're engaged, they're going off to be married, or they are married or something, and it's all young love, and it's so sweet, and I, of course, eat it up, and I think it's wonderful, and at this point I should be expecting it, and I was expecting it, but at the same time, not two different couples in this book kind of end up together at the end, two couples that shouldn't be together, and I was just like, that's so great, and I loved it, and I love how hopelessly romantic Agatha Christie can be, despite the fact that she's writing people murdering other people, which is a lot of fun. And so just everything around this book was great. I will say that when I heard the title was Death on the Nile, I thought that the setting would be more important. I thought that we was going to be trotting through the different cities in Egypt, the different landmarks. We'd be spending a lot of time with Egyptian culture, perhaps, because this was going to be a different setting than, say, all the other novels I've read, which have all been set in England. And that really was not the case. The setting is the boat. The boat on the Nile is the most important part of the story. You spend most of the book on the boat, and that's really the importance of the setting. She could have set the story in any other river or any other ocean or any other plane of water, as long as you have the boat there, and it pretty much stays the same. It's just that she just happened to choose Egypt, which I think, one, works for making it a little bit more of a foreign, a type of exotic location, but also it works really well for marketing the book, because cover artists can just be like, what do we put on this book? Oh, it's called Death on the Nile. Let's just put pyramids in the background. There's several covers that have that. And so I just think that overall, this was just a delightful, delightful book, and I feel like I'm repeating myself all the time, but Agatha Christie is just climbing the ranks of my favorite authors, and I can't believe that she just nails it time and time again. Maybe I'm just reading all of her good books. Maybe I'm going to have a slew of bad books after this that I won't enjoy, but this book, my normal traditional rating, I gave you out of 5 earlier for the other books, because I wanted to be more easy for you to understand. This definitely gets 5 out of 5. But if I'm going to do it out of a 10 scale, which I think is a more accurate scale, something I much prefer to use, I think that this is a 9.5 out of 10. This kind of teeters among my favorites in the series. You have Crooked House and ABC Murders, which I like for very different reasons. And then you have this book for another reason. And I don't know which one's my favorite. Probably Crooked House, if I had to say something right now, but I love all 3 of the books, and I think that this is just, I can't wait for the movie, which, by the way, as I'm recording this, the movie comes out in a little bit less than a month, but as you're going to be seeing this review, it comes out in like a week and a half. So I am super excited to go watch the movie. I will not be doing any movie reviews, because that's not the type of channel I have. I am a book channel. I might mention my thoughts in my video on the next Agatha Christie book I read, but I wanted to get this book read and reviewed before the movie came out, so that people are looking for content related to Death on the Nile, the book, before they go see the movie, that this would be one of them. And so if you've read this book, let me know your thoughts. Are there other Agatha Christie books you love? Did you know who the murderer or murderers or no murderer was in this book? Let me know down in the comments below. Please subscribe to the channel and like the video. And until next time, I'm Jonathan, and thank you for watching.